It's time to become the best version of yourself and help others do the same. It's Monday morning and we're talking success.
Hello, Soul family. Jordan Peterson coming at you live here from our Soul Studios. Today is February 5th. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. We've started into the month of February. It seems like yesterday it was New Year's, and here we are already a month gone in 2024, sitting at February. And as I always say, by about the second week of February, most people's New Year's resolutions are already over and done with because we've already broken them. I hope whatever ones you have chosen to decide to focus on this year, you have been able to keep and can keep moving forward with that. It looks like we got a good group out there with us this morning. Welcome. As always, if you are new to coming to our Monday Morning Talking Success, make sure you chime in. Let us know you're out there. You could just give us your favorite emoji, tell us hello, tell us where the weather's like where you're at, or anything in between. And it's always good to have you guys chime in. We can't see you watching unless you do chime in. And why would you want to chime in? Because we like to give away stuff in our bucket of fun. And we have some great swag we're giving away today. Looks like Kristen's feeling awfully generous today because she got out 4 different items for us today. First off, if you are anywhere besides somewhere warm, which is very few places right now it looks like, you're going to want one of these. The Soul Naturals branded beanie. They've got the nice Soul logo right there. It's reversible if you like to flip it up and wear it like the kids are wearing them nowadays. You can still see the little tag there. So this is awesome. Everybody needs one of those. All my kids wear them. They think they're cool. So we must be doing something right if kids like it. We also got the fantastic Calm mug. This has our new design on it, which is fantastic as well. If you don't have one, Renew just tastes better in the mug it's supposed to be in. And so does Cinemate as well. We got the little one here. People love this one. And if you're like me, you need a little bit extra. We also go with my Daily Lift. A little bit bigger, a little bit safer for those of you who may like to walk around while you're drinking it. These ones are for more of the like sit down, read a book and drink it. This one's like, hey, I gotta run. This works perfectly. Or this one as well. But as you know, this one's mine. We're not giving it away. So it's a great one. So giving away 4 different things today. Hopefully you guys are feeling lucky and can win something. And I also wanted to bring to your attention as well, you may not have noticed this, but right here above my shoulder, we've got the new Soul logo up in our studio here as well. So next time you see Kendall, give him a shout out. He did a great job designing it and putting it up. Right there, looks great. So you may notice the new font and the new design a little bit. Looks fantastic. It just goes with the whole brand forward thing we've got going on, which we love to see. Awesome. As always, you guys know what we like to do next. We like to reward you guys for bringing new people into the Soul family. We love having the Soul family continue to grow. Instead of building fences to keep people out, we like making our table bigger to keep inviting more people to be with us. And we do that in this little segment we call Rock and Roll. Here we go. Our top 10 for the last week. We've got Orelbis y Esther Figueroa. Well done. We've also got Angela Brucheski coming in at number 9. We've got Genoveva Valencia coming in at 8. At 7, we've got Manuel Manjarez. We've got Dagoberto Dominguez coming in at 6. Coming in at top to round out our 5, we've got Lorena Lisset Layet. We've got Melissa Chavez coming in at 4. At number 3, we've got Abigail Frederick down in Louisiana. We got Doniciano Reina coming in at 2, and our top number 1 for the past week is Erica Nohemi Casillas Mendez. Awesome, guys. Great top 10. It's just so fun to see you guys continue to bring people in the Soul family. That's what this is all about. The average enrollment order for the past week, $174.98. It was almost right at $175, which is awesome. As you know, we can get on some great packages, and we see some great things happen because of that. Rachel says, excellent job pronouncing the names. Hey, you're welcome. I've been practicing a little bit. My Spanish is terrible, but I'm getting better at reading names because I do it every week. So good stuff there. Now, for our product focus, you know we like to take a minute and we like to focus on product or an ingredient each week. And for the past couple of weeks, we focused on a few different things, some definitions, if you will, to help us understand things a little bit better. We covered what xanthones were a couple of weeks ago. Last week, we covered what an adaptogen was. Today, I'm going to take it a little bit different. and we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of our purity and our potency and our identity. When we started our kickoff this last a few weeks ago, we had questions going up, and we talked about in our Soul Certain Guarantee, what are 3 things that we test for which each batch of raw material that comes in. And it was purity, meaning that what's in it is perfectly what we need it to be. There's nothing in there that shouldn't be in there. A lot of times in raw ingredients, you'll get dirt or mold or other things. So we want to make sure it's the purest form that we can get of that raw material. Potency, we want to make sure that the actives that are supposed to be in there are there in the quantities we need them to be in. And last but not least is the identity, that what it says it is, it actually is. Right? It's such a tricky market to be in, because you can label things and have the identity be correct. You could call it an apple if you want to call it an apple, but perhaps that apple is when it's only the size of a marble and it's not actually ripe yet, right? And so it doesn't have the potency that we're looking for. Or perhaps it's a pure apple, right? There's nothing in there besides that apple, but again, it doesn't have what it needs in there to be in there, right? And with most natural things, harvest time is a huge thing, or where it's grown, what type of minerals and different things in the soil are they able to accumulate and get in there, right? And so all these things are so important for us. So the big thing for us too is we don't test it ourselves, right? We have no incentive to fake any of this stuff. We want to have a third party tested always to make sure that everything in there is what's supposed to be in there to give you guys the best quality product possible. Why is that important? I was going through this morning, putting some studies together, some different articles, and I Googled up a whole bunch of stuff that I found really interesting. And it's no wonder that there are those out there that are skeptical about herbal supplements. There have been so many people doing things that have just been shady for so long that it just kind of gives everybody a kind of a bad rap. And in fact, a lot of people will say, well, I've tried that before and I didn't get anything out of it. There was no results there that I had. So why would I want to try that again? I'm sure most of you have heard that before. And there's no wonder, right? In 2013, they did a huge test in New York. And they said DNA testing on hundreds of bottles of store-brand herbal supplements sold as treatments from everything from memory loss to prostate trouble found that 4 out of 5 contained none of the herbs listed on the label. 4 out of 5 contained none of the herbs listed on the label. That's 80%. None of the herbs listed on the label. Instead, they were packed with cheap fillers such as wheat, rice, beans, or house plants. House plants. Yeah. Says the test found, they took one that was an echinacea supplement, and they found that there was no echinacea or any other plant material in it. He said that there was no ginseng found in 20 different tests of a ginseng product they had. DNA tests found such substances as rice, beans, pine, citrus, asparagus, primrose, wheat, houseplant, wild carrot, and unidentified non-plant material, none of which were mentioned on the label. And they said the store chain with the poorest showing was one that we're all familiar with, where only 4% of the products tested showed DNA from the plants listed on the labels. 4%. They tested them, only 4% had any plants that were actually listed on the label inside of them. Is there any wonder why people are skeptical, right? That was in 2013. So you're like, well, clearly we've gotten better, right? That was 10 and a half, 11 years ago, whatever. In 2023, in July of 2023, 7 months ago, they did another analysis and they bought online supplements this time. They did a little bit smaller of a sample size. They bought 57 supplements online. 40% did not contain a detectable amount of the ingredient listed. 40%. They couldn't even find any of the ingredient listed. 0. Half of them displayed the wrong amount and 12% were found to contain illegal additives. Said only 11% of products were accurately labeled and 5 different FDA prohibited ingredients were found, including an unapproved drug available in Russia, 3 drugs formerly available in Europe, and 1 drug that has never been approved in any country. How awesome is that, right? It's no wonder that the herbal supplement market gets a bad rap. And you're going to be talking to people who are going to say things like that. They're going to go and they're going to buy the cheapest one they can find off the shelf somewhere in a store, the local chain store. And they're going to say, God, I've tried that and it just didn't work for me. I didn't get the benefits I was looking for. Why in the world should I try yours? And that is why we are so adamant about testing for purity, potency, and identity. And not even us testing for it, having a third party test for it. Now that's all they do. They have the latest and greatest machinery and all the labs and everything they need to be able to come back and tell us, hey, this is what it says it is. And here's the amounts that are found in it. Because we need that in order to give you guys the best product available. And here's the thing. Let's say we bring in a raw material and it gets tested by our third-party tester, the lab we use here. We actually have a couple different labs we like to use. And the lab says, hey, it says it's supposed to be whatever, ginseng or whatever else we say it is, but it just isn't. Or the potency isn't there. Or there's stuff in it you don't want. Guess what we can do? We don't accept it. We send it back. The suppliers know we're going to do that. They're not interested in giving us crap because they know they're not going to get paid for it anyway. And so what does that do? We create great relationships with the best suppliers all around the world. Why do we use it from all around the world? Just because you can grow something somewhere, just because there's dirt and you can grow something if you water it enough, doesn't mean that all those properties that you want are going to be found in that plant. And so a lot of them need to be grown in native soil where they're naturally found in order to get all the goodness out of it that are needed to be there, right? And even in the US alone, we see that there's a lot of just soil depredation where there's a lot of things that people aren't putting back into the soil to give you the vitamins, the nutrients, and everything else you need, right? That's why supplementation is such a big thing now, right? We mass harvest in these areas. We don't give it time to regenerate and get itself in a good spot again. And so our food is depleted from the nutrients that were there 20, 30, 40 years ago. So supplementation is such a key thing. And that's why we test it every time, guys. It's such a big deal. We want to make sure we're getting the best and the best for you. And we are. And it's such a great thing we're seeing. The third-party testing is huge. If anybody asks you, do we test for that stuff? Absolutely do. We have third-party testing every time. We have no incentive to not have it be the best for you because our suppliers don't get paid unless they give us the best. So why not give us the best? And that's where we're at with it. And yeah, those studies were a little bit shocking. If you just Google it, man, there's so much you can find on it. And it's embarrassing really that people are just being so deceitful all the way around in that stuff. So I want to make sure we're giving you guys the absolute best. Sound good? And we got a great testimonial as well. And this is what we're seeing with this. When you give people the best, you get the best testimonials back and they're able to vouch personally for the results that they're getting. And this is a great one for this. It says this, before using Soul products, I would sleep late and then have to nap in the afternoon. I mean, have to. I could not get through a day without a lot of sleep. I did not feel depressed, but I did feel down and always questioned, why am I always so tired? Sure, I had many activities I engaged in, products I created, but I had my blood work checked. All was well, including thyroid, yet an afternoon nap was mandatory. Then I began a regimen of taking Soul products. After a very short time, a week at the most, my energy began to improve, my mood was lighter, more balanced, and I was genuinely happy. After 6 months, I now rarely need naps. Once in a while, I indulge. I am focused, nice to be around, and I feel I'm on a path to much better health. I still have a ways to go, but as I enter my 70th decade, I feel raring to go. How awesome is that? That's what we're looking for right there. Some just life-changing stuff there. It's not that everything was horrible, but God, you just don't have the energy to get things done. My gosh, let's make sure we're in a good spot so we can continue moving forward with life. And that's what we're seeing. That's what's so awesome. So good stuff. Valerie says, another reason our results are so impressive, it's amazing what the right products harvested at the right time, right potency and purity can do. Absolutely. People are asking about copies of this study. Yeah, I can, I'll post, there's a lot of articles out there. And what I put together came from like 3 or 4 different articles, but I can tell you, I can post some on Soul Business if you guys want to look at them. There's just tons out there. Lydia says, sad but true. It's why sharing our 15 packets to give people 3 days of 5 drinks is so important. They'll notice a difference during those 3 days, which gives them added security that Soul is different. Yeah, that trial variety box is so awesome, guys. How quickly can people tell the difference between what's going on? As that testimonial said, a week at the most. And that you've got everything you need right here to share with people at a price that is just fantastic, right? Asking about attaching the report. Yep, I can, yeah, there's a bunch of articles out there. Like I said, I'll put them on our Soul Business page on Facebook. You can go read about them yourself. Good stuff. All righty. Let's jump into another thing that I think is kind of cool. So as we look at market size and projections, we know that the herbal supplement industry is doing well. There's a lot of people who are trying to find alternatives to what they're normally doing. There's people that are just feeling a little bit down. And if nothing else, over the last 4 or 5 years, we've learned that being proactive in taking control of our health is way better than just being reactive. Let's stay healthy instead of getting sick, right? And it's so much more cost effective. You just feel better. And man, life is so much more free when you actually can keep your health going, right? And so what does the market look like going into 2024? According to a recent report, the global herbal supplements market was valued at $7.1 billion in 2021. They're projecting a 6.1% annual increase up until the year 2030. Okay, so we're at 2024, 6% growth over a $7 billion industry. It's great growth. There's a lot of opportunity out there for anybody to really jump into this. Here's why I find this really interesting. It says in 2024, one of the most prominent global dietary supplement trends revolves around cognitive health and overall well-being. What does Soul do? What do adaptogenic herbs do? Mind and body. Again, what does it say? The most prominent global dietary supplement trends revolves around cognitive health and overall well-being. This trend reflects the increasing emphasis on holistic health approaches and the pursuit of supplements that support cognitive function as well as promoting overall wellness. We're right into that market, right? And what are the key things it's focusing on? Immune system support. The herbal supplement industry is expected to witness a continued focus on immunity-boosting products. Consumers are showing a strong interest in supplements that enhance their immune response, leading to an increased market presence for such offerings. What do we have here at Soul? Those adaptogenic herbs. That's one of the qualities of adaptogenic herbs, is they help with your immune system, help your body battle the stresses that it's under, that constantly trying to wear it down. And man, I love what we're doing with Soul because of that. Another key thing, notably, the year 2024 is anticipated to see a surge in personalized supplement solutions. Now think about what we just launched a few weeks ago at our year kickoff with that quiz. Personalized supplement solutions. They can take a quiz, they can find out at the end of it which products, which package, which product is going to help them based off of their suggestions, and they're going to be able to use those products. Not only that, they can take the quiz however often they want to see how it changes and fluctuates as they continue to get the results they're looking for. Man, crazy how we're focused right in there, right? Another thing, the year 2024 is set to bring forth notable e-commerce trends for supplement brands. Now think of that. What do we have that works on e-commerce? Sharing links, having a commission plan that allows you to grow as much as you want without having to build necessary leaders underneath you. You can have as large of a customer base as you want and grow to whatever rank you want in Soul. E-commerce brands are going to be huge in 2024, it says. There's clear opportunities for expansion and market differentiation within the digital retail space. Again, a $7 billion industry growing 6% year over year, focused on e-commerce, immunity, cognitive, and overall well-being. It sounds like they're just talking about Soul Naturals, right? And you guys are in a great spot to be able to help others use that to come to a spot where they're going to be able to find the results that they're looking for. You have the tools to help others. How cool is that? It's such an empowering feeling knowing that you're going to be able to reach out and touch people's lives in a way that benefits them for the good, whether that be emotionally, socially, physically, mentally, financially. You have the tools to change lives. And what an awesome thing that is. Minnie says, immunity is so connected to our emotional health. Adaptogens help with it all. That's why Soul is so amazing, right? That's what we love to see. Terry says, I haven't been sick in 19 months since taking Soul. I was playing basketball with a buddy the other day. It seems like him and his family have been sick since, who knows when, July. Like every time you turn around, somebody's sick over there. And he asked me the same question. He's like, when's the last time you were sick? I'm like, man, I honestly can't remember the last time I was sick enough to stay home. Like every once in a while, I kind of feel a little run down, but by the end of the day, taking Cinemate, some Renew, hitting up on the other things, So Clear SI, man, it's like gone before I even realized I had it. It's such an awesome thing, right? It's so good. Letty says, huge responsibility and beautiful one too. There's more happiness in sharing, so share it every day, right? And we love that. And a great way to share. We've seen some great things with our SN Sweeps posts. In fact, we have a great one we want to show you how easy it is, but how clean and awesome it is as well. We've got one from Rachel Bragg this week. Here we go. Let's show that now. It says the perfect way to wake up and take in the Cinemate goodness. And it's just her with her cup of Cinemate. Beautiful scenery. We've got the trees in the background, the snow falling. I'll tell you what, how easy is that? Then check out her tags. Perfect way to start the day. Hashtag Cinemate, hashtag Lake Arrowhead, hashtag Saddleback In, hashtag self-care, hashtag SN Sweeps, hashtag Soul Naturals, hashtag snow, hashtag yes please, and hashtag grateful. So it's easy to be able to find those hashtags as you search for those. Just clean and easy, guys, and it's so easy to do. You don't have to be a social media genius in order to come up with great things. There are people watching you all the time. I still have people, we've been in this 12 years now, I still have people coming up to me and being like, hey, are you still doing that herbal supplement thing? Yeah, I am. Oh man, I need to talk to you more about this. Just after a basketball game, in fact, last week, I had a guy come up to me, he's like, I need a new greens drink. Do you guys do anything like that? What does that look like for you? I'm like, well, actually we do, right? So it's such an easy thing to talk about and share. As long as you're consistent, as long as people know you're a part of this, you're gonna be great. There are those that jump around every 3 months to something new, and everybody knows it. And if you're one of them, I would just advise you, find something. If it's so great, but whatever you find, just stick with it and you're gonna find the results you're looking for. Jumping from company to company or thing to thing, people are just gonna look at you and say, man, I'd like to do that, but man, I know in a couple months they'll be gone doing something different, and I don't have the energy to keep jumping around. So I'm just gonna hold off and just watch, right? And that's why they say, even with like insurance agents, they say it takes usually 5 years before they get their friends and family to be clients, because the friends and family are gonna sit on the sideline and say, I just wanna make sure they're serious about this. It's a big enough decision for me, I wanna make sure they're serious, so I'm gonna hold off until I know they're really committed. And once I know they're committed, boom, we'll be able to move forward, right? And that's what we're looking at. Here we go. Nicole says, we got sick, but over it quick. A lot of people are getting sick for months. Yeah, it seems like it's going around. I'll tell you what, it seems like a bigger pandemic than the one we just had, is whatever's going around right now. People are coughing and are sick for months, it seems, and just can't get over it, right? Rosa says, my sister finally started taking Soulcare SI. I get sinus pressure often and asks me how often I get a cold. I had one last year. I'm telling you, if you give your body what it needs, it's amazing how effective it is at just protecting itself, right? I love it. Letty says, creating curiosity for soul is something that will happen when we are consistent. They will always look at us and find us doing the same thing. So loyalty to soul will reap results. Absolutely, right? I love it. God, you guys got so much going on today. I love it. All right. Now, lastly, before we do our drawing, as we wrap this up, if you did not receive a text to jump on this call today, it's because you are not on our text string. We're sending them out still. If you need to get on it, the number is right here on the screen right now. It's 833-205-3371. Text the word events. Events. Last time we posted the word event, but I was corrected and said we need an S on that thing. So it's events to 833-205-3371. That is what we need to see. So you guys can jump on that. We got a lot of stuff coming on. We'll keep you posted on all the events happening, from our Spark events to our Ignite coming up in October to this every Monday. It's just so much easier when you get it on your phone. Texts are so easy. So that's it. You see it on your screen right now. Make sure you take care of it. Maria Pantoya says, yes, I got a little sick, but only lasted 2 days. It's been a year since I got sick. That's what we're talking about. You take care of your body. It's amazing what happens. All right, so first off, let me pull these out here again. We've got our Cinemate mugs. We got everything good to go. We've got our bucket of fun. This is the one for all those who are on live with us right now. This is the one for those who participated in our SN sweeps for the past week. Let's make sure we're taken care of. And you know, since that SN sweeps was so clean and it was talking about Cinemate, let's give away a My Daily Lift. I noticed that it wasn't in a My Daily Lift mug. So maybe Rachel needs one. So let's see if they can, if she can win today, or one of the others. I mean, we got a bunch in here. Mix them up a little bit. I'm not going to peek because that's no fun for anybody. And the winner of our SN sweeps this past week, Becky McKnight. Becky McKnight, well done. Pretty consistent, sis. We see you on there all the time. Thank you for what you're doing with SN sweeps. And now we've got 3 for jumping with us today. Here we go. We're going to start left to right as I'm looking at it. So we've got the fantastic Soul Beanie first. We've got our Calm mug and then our Cinnamate. And here we go. Who is feeling lucky? Debbie says, we love that we get these reminders. Yeah, you'll get the text reminders as long as you text the word events to that number. Starting off with the beanie, we've got Sherry Jakes. Sherry Jakes, you've got yourself the beanie. Well done, Sherry. Next up, we've got Erica says she needs the black Cinnamate mug. See if you're feeling lucky today. Here we go. And the winner of the Calm mug is Maria Pantoja.
Yippee!
Maria, you've been commenting a lot. I think the more you comment, the luckier you get. It feels that way, right? It feels that way. So here we go. Last but not least, Nicole loves the black Cinnamate mug as well. Well, let's see if you can win it. Here we go. The winner of the black Cinnamate mug is Lydia Ferrantino. Lydia, I'm telling you, Maria and Lydia, they were commenting a lot today, and it feels like luck was on their side. So maybe that's what we need to do, right? I love it. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Let's keep sharing. We've got so many great tools with the quiz and the trial variety box. It's just, I'm telling you what, they are awesome. Let's make sure we get them out there. Let everybody take the quiz. Sure love you guys. Keep sharing soul, and we'll see you again next week.